sister. I know who you are, babe. I know what they call you, girl. Never put you down, babe. I'm just like a you, baby. I'm on the hunt. I know who you are, babe. And I know what they call you, girl. Never put you down, babe. I'm like you. I'm always hunting. Oh, baby, I'm a hunting. And you know I needed a bit of guitar. I got my first real six string, bought it at the 5 and dime, played it till my fingers bled. Was the summer of '69. Me and some guys from school had a band and we tried real hard. Jimmy quit, Jody got married. Should've known we never get far. Oh, when I look back now, the summer seemed to last forever. And if I had the choice, yeah, I'd always wanna be there. Those were the best days of my life. Ain't no use in complaining when you got a job to do. And my nails down at the drive-in, and that's when I met you, yeah. Standing on your mama's porch, you told me that you'd wait forever. Oh, when you held my hand, I knew that it was now or never. Those were the best days of my life. Oh yeah, back in the summer of '69. And now the times are changing. Look at everything that's come and gone. Times that I play that old six string, think about you, wonder what went wrong. Standing on your mama's porch, you told me that it lasts forever. Oh, when you held my hand, I knew that it was now or never. Those were the best days of my life. Oh yeah, back in the summer of '69. It was the summer of '69. Oh yeah, me and my
Who's that?
Nobody.
I said, who's that?
I said nobody. me if I'm wrong, ATM's not up.
That is correct, but portables and concessions both take cards.
That's what I think, Jack.
I closed my eyes and she slipped away. She slipped
something cold to read. No time. I get mine and make no excuses, waste of precious breath. No time. The sun shines on everyone, everyone, love yourself to death. So you gotta fire up. What he loves. I keep trying to conceive that death is from above. No time. I get mine and make no excuses, waste of precious breath. No time. The sun shines on everyone, everyone, love yourself to death. So you gotta fire up. What you think it'd be. Turn your head for 1 second and the tables turn. Yeah. And I know that I did you wrong. Will you trust me when I say that I'll make it up to you somehow? So you gotta fire up.
That's a good way to get things going. Now let's make some noise for my broadcast colleague. He's the incomparable, the handsome, and the sometimes talented. Give it up for Greg Sims!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Four Winds Field. At this time, we ask that you please rise and kindly remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to IAW Wrestling Clash 19 Night of Legends. We are here at Four Winds Field in downtown South Bend, and Clash 19 Night of Legends features some great WWE legends and Hall of Famers, and of course the best in IAW wrestling. All the great talent of IAW will be on display tonight. Of course, we're going to welcome some WWE legends like Mario Mancini will be with us tonight. We've got WWE legend Pretty Paul Roma, a former member of the Four Horsemen and Power and Glory. We've got WWE Hall of Famers with us, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Mouth of the South Heart, special guest here at Clash 19. We've got WWE Hall of Famer Greg the Hammer Valentine with us tonight. And of course, we've got WWE Hall of Famer. He was at the original WrestleMania. He is the father of the Apex Predator, Randy Orton. He is Hall of Famer Cowboy Bob Orton is here with us tonight. And of course, in the main event, we've got WWE legend, one member of the famous tag team champions, Demolition. We have Demolition Axe with us tonight. All this and so much more here at Clash 19. Of course, before we get started, we got to give a couple shout outs to some folks who, of course, you know, without their help and support, we would not be able to do this as we do every year at Four Winds Field. So we want to thank some of our friends and partners like Michiana Hughes Music and Media, Council Oak Laundry and Cleaners. We got to thank Ed's Collectibles, Jimmy's Pizza and Ribs, Pirates Cove, Augie's Locker Room, Tom's Vintage Toys, and so much more. We'll get to more of those partners a little bit later on tonight. But now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the action of IAW's Clash 19 Night of Legends. Our first contest is scheduled for one fall. It Introducing first, from Manhattan, weighing in at 237 pounds, he is the most marketable man in professional wrestling. He is the PAPW Heavyweight Champion, Richard Holiday.
Start spreading the news.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to IAW Clash 19 Night of Legends. We are here coming to you live from Four Winds Field in beautiful South Bend, Indiana, live in your homes via YouTube and Facebook. We are happy you decided to tune in as you see Richard Holiday, the PAPW Heavyweight Champion, making his way to the ring. We have a huge night of matches lined up for you tonight. This is just one of the many contests. Coming up in a little bit later on, we're going to see IAW Tag Team Championship on the line. It's going to be Cowboy Bob Orton and Crippler Costello, the champions, taking on Cosmo and Matthias in a rematch from last year. As you see, Richard Holiday, he's out here not very well liked by these fans. It might be the East Coast attitude. It also could be the fact that he is the champion of another organization, but that is some prestigious gold right there, the PAPW Heavyweight Champion.
In old New York, if I can make it. Not a lot of good-looking women here tonight.
And introducing his opponent, hailing from Holly, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 275 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a true Desert Storm war hero, Sergeant Murray.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming. Young rocket trembling, the bombs bursting in air.
He is Sergeant Murray. As you heard my ring announcer and my colleague Greg Sims mention, a true veteran of our armed forces. Great to have Sergeant Murray here at IAW Clash 19 Night of Legends. And we welcome you once again. We are coming to you live from Four Winds Field in downtown South Bend, Indiana. Chris Hagstrom alongside my colleague Greg Sims. And Greg, what an absolutely perfect night for some great IAW wrestling.
It is a beautiful night here at Four Winds Field in downtown South Bend for IAW Wrestling's Clash 19 Night of Legends. It will be a happening here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Hall of Famers, we've got legends, and we've even got war heroes tonight.
It's going to be an unbelievable night here as Sergeant Murray sets Old Glory. We are just about set as we are ready for Clash 19 Night of Legends. Greg, what a great, great night we've got for wrestling, huh?
Oh, absolutely. This is, one of the great events here at Four Winds Field in downtown South Bend, Indiana. Something that the fans look forward to every single year. This is a destination place for the top talent and, of course, some of the great stars and legends.
Well, who's not being appreciated right now is Richard Holiday, the PAPW Heavyweight Champion out on the East Coast. Greg, he has been a champion for more than a year, and he is not getting a lot of respect here tonight.
Which is surprising for a guy that, is the most marketable man in professional wrestling. I'm not quite sure how you market an attitude like that, but looks like I got a souvenir. I'm the lucky one tonight.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, this match is officially started. The bell has rung, but we have Sergeant Murray, a veteran who is an active professional wrestler, and he is getting the adulation, waving Old Glory. These fans in South Bend, they love themselves a good war hero.
Well, absolutely, and I think, Sergeant Murray, of course, deserves all the respect and adulation for his true service record. You know, there's a lot of guys out there that go around being very proud of their country and waving Old Glory around, but Sergeant Murray is legit and the real deal when it comes to serving his country and being a true war hero, serving in a Desert Storm. And Holiday just not quite ready. He's kind of maybe backing away here, sizing up his competition in Sergeant Murray. And finally, they got the lockup in the middle of the ring, Chris.
Lockup and a lot of power behind Sergeant Murray, and going to the ropes, taking a little bit of a timeout is Richard Holiday. I tell you, look at just the build of Sergeant Murray compared to Richard Holiday. Richard Holiday, he is cut, he is lean, but Sergeant Murray, he was built for war.
Absolutely, and I don't know. I know Richard Holiday is the PAPW heavyweight champion, and all due respect to that, but I don't know how he is not intimidated by the big man here, Sergeant Murray.
And the men try to knock each other down. Both are pretty strong. No one went down. So, I mean, this is going to be kind of a really close contest. As you see right there, Holiday tried to knock over the big man Murray again to no avail.
Well, I think that's a big mistake here by Holiday, trying to do, you know, he's going to fail and lose in a test of strength contest, I think, with Sergeant Murray.
And Murray was he anticipated Holiday hopping over him, so he just stood right back up.
Absolutely.
That is great ring awareness by Sergeant Murray.
The veteran that is Sergeant Murray, of course, not only on the battlefield of war, but the battlefield of the squared circle, is definitely paying dividends here for the Desert Storm war hero.
Well, Greg, we've got a huge card lined up for you tonight for the 19th edition of Clash here at Four Winds Field. Of course, used to be Clash the Cove, now Clash 19 Night of Legends at Four Winds Field. We have all 4 titles are on the line, including the 5th edition, the Brass Knuckles Championship, will be decided in our next contest, which features Mr. Smiley taking on Ox Baker Jr. That is a rematch from last year when Ox Baker was able to put away Mr. Smiley, but he did not take comment to that. Mr. Smiley does not have a great track record, though, here in IAW.
He does not. He's got a lot of heart. He's got a lot of ability and a lot of talent, but he does have somewhat of a jinx here at Four Winds Field. It's a Clash.
And once again, Sergeant Murray showing his strength, and Holiday basically whipped right out of the ring.
And the referee is laying the count on the PAPW champion.
Take a look at this right here on the replay, though, Greg, is Murray tried for the hip toss. Nope. And Murray gets the hip toss instead. Holiday right on his back and out of the ring. So, again, just the show of strength by Sergeant Murray.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And I think Holiday is.
Sorry.
Look at this. Now that's a stand-up guy. He's apologizing to the fans.
Are you kidding me? Apologizing to the fans. Oh, he's trying to distract Murray, and if Murray was not taking it at all, and big clothesline from the Sarge.
Well, watch out here. Holiday now once again going to the leg, and that's what you've got to do with a big man. He's going right to the lower body so he can't stand.
That's the way to do it. Cut him off there. Keep him down.
Ooh.
That power, that's how you counter the power of Sergeant Murray. Get him off his feet. And Holiday doing a wonderful job of that.
He's trying to work on that left leg, that left ankle, and watch. Ooh! Right on the shin of his left leg. You know, again, being a war hero as Sergeant Murray was on his feet a lot during Desert Storm. And you've got to believe that is the weak spot of that big man.
Absolutely, but Holiday, he's been taunting the fans here. He just gave a insincere apology to him before he started going after
now
the Sarge.
I think it was sincere.
Oh, would you stop? That was not sincere by any means, but Holiday nonetheless getting under the fans' skin. They obviously were getting under his skin for a while, but now he has the upper hand here on Murray.
Well, again, he's going after that left leg, and we have a 2 count. His shoulders were on the mat. Only a 2 count by Ref Jeff.
And could we oh.
Looked like he was almost possibly going for almost a figure 4, but now he's just really torquing that left knee again, putting a lot of pressure behind it. So even if Murray's able to get up, he will not be able to stand. Again, his shoulders down, back up at 2.
You know, I don't like Holiday's attitude by any means, but his strategy, his tactics right now, that's the smart move. But Murray now fighting back, and he got out of it. Couple rights to the jaw of Richard Holiday.
And he's going to go try to pick him up again here. No. See, that's exactly what you got to do with a big man. Holiday had a plan, and he went right for it. He took out the left leg, and now Murray cannot use his strength.
And he's showing his technician. He's showing his ring smarts here of why he has. Holiday, of course, has been the PAPW heavyweight champion for the past year.
Holiday is really working on that leg. On Sergeant Murray is really trying to, and you see again, there's so much pain. Murray is just trying to relax and try to take some of that pain off by on the mat. Both shoulders were down, and again a 2 count. I don't think you're going to get him down for a 3 count just by working his knee. But
no, I don't think so. But he could definitely, if he continues to put the damage on the leg, he might.
Wait! Roll up 1, 2. Wow, quick roll up by Murray, and again now Holiday going after the shoulder and back to that left knee.
I was going to say, Chris, before he went for the roll up there, that Holiday, if he continues to go after that left knee, you know, he may not be able to take the power away, but he could definitely get a submission out of Sergeant Murray. You know, I don't care what kind of veteran and great war hero you are. That pain, especially at your knee, that can take you out of any match.
Holiday now, right to the chest. I don't know if that's such a smart idea.
No, you know, Holiday had a good strategy, but so far the chops have not done much here, but maybe give Sergeant Murray a little bit of a breather. But now he's feeling the pain completely.
Well, he's taking the air by those chops. It just kind of shocks you, takes the air out of your chest. Right elbow up, though, by Sergeant Murray. Holiday, he's reeling here. He's in those Yankees pinstripes. They call him the finest asset. And, ooh, right those stiff shots to the jaw of Holiday. Watch out here. Into the corner. Big splash. He's going to do it again? No. Holiday again, watch out here.
Holiday's going to the second rope. He jumps over Sergeant Murray, who jumped out of the way.
Uh-oh, watch out here. You got a fireman's carry. What's he going to do with him? Again, his knee took him out. And great game plan by Holiday.
He needs to stick with it. He needs to stick with that game plan and just take the leg out, continue to go after it, and you know that's going to be it, I think, for Sergeant Murray. If this Holiday guy continues with that.
You're right. I mean, he calls himself New York's finest asset, and he's got to capitalize, though, right here. This is the time to put him away. Sergeant Murray is down. He's got to put him away here, and now he's going to try to take the rest of the breath out of him in a submission.
Very smart move here by Richard Holiday, the PAPW heavyweight champion, to take the breath,
this
take
could be
the
it.
air out.
No.
I thought for sure this was going to be over. The big man, Sergeant Murray, has been suffering a lot here throughout the match with both the leg and trying to catch his breath. Holiday has not been letting him, and now Murray's back up on his feet trying to get out of it.
Watch out here. The fans were chanting for Murray, USA, USA. What's Holiday got? What is Holiday going to do here?
Look out. Murray reverses it.
This is Murray's opportunity. He's got it a moment. But again, Holiday following up very quickly. The young man, the athleticism, once again paying off.
Murray now. There's a look in his eye right now, Chris, that is saying enough is enough, and he is just going to muster up some power here, and he is definitely in the fight for his life here against Richard Holiday.
Oh! Right out here in front of us, a big splash in the corner. I thought I might have heard one of his ribs break.
Absolutely, and now the Richard Holiday, he is the deflated athlete here in the squared circle.
I don't know what else you got going on here, but this is going to be one unbelievable contest. We've seen already a great contest so far, great, but a reversal by Holiday.
Big knee into the midsection of Sergeant Murray. What's this?
Well,
man!
That's got to be all she wrote. That's it. 1, 2, 3. That's it. What an unbelievable maneuver by Richard Holiday, once again showing why he is the PAPW heavyweight champion.
Here is your winner, the PAPW heavyweight champion, Richard Holiday.
Oh, wait a minute. What is he doing?
start spreading the news.
Well, I don't know what Holiday is doing. Now that is absolute disrespect right there. He is clearly mocking Sergeant Murray by waving the flag. He is saying he is from the United States, so you can't blame him. You can't really blame him. Wait a minute, though. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Murray is right behind him.
Chris, I think Murray has definitely had enough of this. I know I have. Richard Holiday showing some complete disrespect, and he paid for it there. Disrespected the Sarge, disrespected, in my view, our great flag, and of course the fans here at Four Winds Field, Clash 19. Holiday may be the winner of the match, but it's Sergeant Murray that's standing tall.
That was a great opening contest as Richard Holiday goes over Sergeant Murray, but Sergeant Murray standing tall in this ring. More great action coming up here live from Four Winds Field in IAW Clash 19 Night of Legends.
Once again, the action here at Four Winds Field continues for Clash 19 Night of Legends from IAW Wrestling. Again, a couple shout-outs to some of our sponsors. Louis Tuck Shop, we want to thank them. Paul's Coin Shop, we want to thank Mishawaka Hardware and Paint. 7-Eleven, Iden 7-Eleven on 12th Street in Mishawaka. We want to thank Pony Express, Faulkner's BK Drive-In, Mitro's Orthopedics, Albright Cycling and Fitness as well. But let's get right back to the action as our next contest is for the Brass Knuckles IAW Championship. Introducing first, hailing from Bourbon Street, New Orleans, weighing in at 200 pounds, Mr. Smiley.
We're back for IAW Clash 19 Night of Legends. The Legends come out to shine, and one wrestler whose future is so bright he feels he has to wear shades, Mr. Smiley. That couldn't be further from the truth, as this gentleman has not had a win in at least 3 years at IAW. Mr. Smiley, he smiles, he has a great time, he loves the fans. He doesn't let losing get him down, as you can tell. A happy guy, a smiley guy. I guess that's probably why they call him Mr. Smiley. Still, 4 more title matches coming up here at Clash 19. We, of course, have the IAW Tag Team title match with Cowboy Bob Orton and Crippler Costello taking on Cosmo and Matthias. We have the IAW Television Championship on the line, as Andy Shane, the champion, will face Pretty Paul Roma. The IAW United States Championship with William Studd taking on the champion Greg the Hammer Valentine. And, of course, our main event, the IAW Heavyweight title, Crippler Costello against Demolition Axe. And Greg is, he's double glasses wearing today. That actually might help him see a little bit better.
And introducing his opponent from Waterloo, Iowa, weighing 263 pounds,
He is the master of the Hurt Punch, the IAW Brass Knuckles Champion, Ox Baker Jr.
Love to hurt people.
This man likes to hurt people. That could not be more true for Ox Baker Jr. He is the Brass Knuckles champion. And with a devastating move like the Hurt Punch, not surprising that he is the Brass Knuckles champion. You don't want to get in the face of Ox Baker Jr. though. He is a dangerous individual. Don't let his demeanor fool you. He likes to hurt people. Mr. Smiley, this is a rematch from last year as Greg Sims joined us once again back on commentary.
Chris, I got a good feeling for Clash 19 for Mr. Smiley. I think he will be all smiles tonight at the conclusion of this match and will be the new IAW Wrestling Brass Knuckles champion.
Well, that'd be a first as Mr. Smiley has been on quite a losing streak here at Clash. Since I've been a part of this contest, he's not won a match, unfortunately, and he's right here at us, and I apologize, but I'm just...
I have faith this year. Again, all streaks must come to an end, and I think that streak will end tonight. And Smiley will be the new Brass Knucks champ.
Ref Jeff trying to do his job, holding the championship, and now Smiley thinks he's won already.
Well, the referee did give him the belt. I mean...
Well, he gave it to him to show him that this is what this match is for. That's what this match is for.
Well,
what is he doing?
Smiley having a little fun already, and that's what it's all about here at Clash 19 Night of Legends. And again, Ref Jeff showing the crowd here at Four Winds Field what it's all about, what's on the line here between Smiley and Baker Jr.
Well, I hate to break it to you, Greg, but it's not just about having fun. It's about what's in front of us right now. It is about gold. It is about championships. Yes, you can have some fun, but why else would you be in this business if you don't win a championship?
Well, I will agree with you on that. You're in the business to win, and you're in the business to make money. And if you're not in the business for that, you're in the business for the wrong reason. But I think it's all going to turn around for Smiley tonight. He's got some great talent. He has great ability. And, again, he's got the support here, which can be a huge asset. When you have the support of the capacity crowd.
Well, you're not wrong when you just said huge asset.
Would you stop?
Smiley, all fun and games. Ox Baker, he's trying to be serious. Ox Baker's ready to get this match started. Smiley's just having fun.
You know what? I was just saying Smiley's all about having fun, but I want to say it's also some part of his ring psychology. You can see how frustrated Ox Baker was getting there. With Smiley and, you know, playing into his head there.
A slap right to the face might have taken some of that pain off of Smiley. It might have wiped a little bit of the smile off his face. Ox Baker Jr., of course, he is the Brass Knuckles champion, and he's giving him a wedgie.
Unorthodox, of course, but, hey, it got the job done.
It's illegal, though, to pull tights. You know this, Greg. He pulled his tights, and now he's just sitting.
Can you show me the rule book and state all of the standards and regulations of the anti-wedgie rule? If you could do that, I'd appreciate that.
Well, I apologize, but I left my sanctioning body of the official professional wrestling handbook back in the production room, and well, I guess he just
was that illegal too? Was that illegal too?
It wasn't illegal, but I mean, what's the point? The point is to put the man on the mat and count 1, 2, 3.
I'm telling you, he's getting into the head of Baker Jr. here, and you can tell it by the look on his face, and what a look it is. See, he just kicked the bottom turnbuckle, and now Baker.
He's got him tied up here. Watch out. Oh, big slam by Ox Baker, and now this match really getting underway. Ox Baker Jr., a very large man. Smiley, about 110 pounds, soaking wet with a brick in his pocket.
Smiley, by the way, of course, is 200 pounds. But, yes, I will give you that. Ox Baker Jr. does have the weight advantage over Mr. Smiley in this contest tonight. That's pretty obvious.
And look at the pressure that Ox Baker is applying to Smiley right now. I mean, just those very large arms that he has, applying a lot of pressure to his chest as he's trying to gear up for that hurt punch.
Absolutely. I will say I have all the faith in Mr. Smiley, but if that hurt punch is executed, it's all over. But one thing, that one finger pin is not going to do it.
I'll agree with you on that, Greg. If you're going to pin a man, you've got to do it with more than just one finger. I don't care how lackadaisical your opponent might be. You've got to go for the full pin, especially with the size differential we have here.
And it is a massive size differential between the two competitors here tonight. The brass knuckles champion, of course, Ox Baker Jr., choking Mr. Smiley over the second rope. And
well, I want to clarify on your last statement there, Greg. He is using his full effect of the 5 count. That is in the rule books. You have to the count of 5 to release your opponent.
However, the choke, regardless, is illegal.
Well, you show me in the rule book where it says that. Oh, another big slam by Ox Baker. How many years have we been doing this, Greg?
More than I care to admit.
And how many times do we keep going back to the same simple rule? You have till the count of 5. And Ox Baker is using every extent of that rule possible for a guy who just wants to have fun, and he's silly.
And Baker is literally wiping the smile off of Smiley's face and rubbing it onto the referee and the mat. Of course,
his face paint's already coming off.
Shouldn't be expecting any sportsmanship from the master of the hurt punch. I mean, come on.
And again, slammed into the mat. That is the 3rd time. And this could be all right here if Ox goes for the cover. But, well, now what is he going to do here? Oh, no. I thought he was going to the top rope, but watch out!
Oh, my! Smiley. I got to admit, that could be it. When you have 263 pounds of the master of the hurt punch running and just falling on you like a cannonball, that could have broken 3 or 4 ribs there.
On the very least, as Baker's going for it again. Oh, no! And Ox lands on his coccyx.
Watch your mouth. This is a family show.
It's the anatomy of it, but Smiley.
Mr. Smiley now with the
Is he
headlock.
slapping him? He's pulling the. Now he's pulling his hair.
Pulling his hair?
He is pulling his hair, his beard hair. Look at it. He's pulling on his hair, ref.
Please.
I mean, come on. Do you know how long it takes to grow those luscious locks?
Smiley now taking control over the Brass Knuckles champion here at Four Winds Field, Clash 19.
Ooh.
And this could be what he needs right here. That second win coming for Smiley.
Oh!
Big clothesline.
I don't believe it. Smiley actually knocked him down. This could be it. He's going. No, he's not going for a cover. You know what? I don't blame Smiley in that. He knows he's got to do more to put down Ox.
You know, I don't think Baker can go to the top, but, you know, I think Smiley definitely can.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And he is going all the way to the top here.
Oh, no, no, no. Watch out here.
What's going to happen?
This could be it. Frog splash. We can have a new champion. 1, 2. No. Oh. I don't believe it. Oh, I thought he had him right there, Greg.
We almost had a new IAW Brass Knuckles champion. Big frog splash from the top rope from Mr. Smiley onto Ox Baker Jr., but Smiley has to follow up here.
What is he going to do?
If he can follow up big here, we could have a new Brass Knucks champion.
He's laughing at him.
He's getting into his head again.
Whoa, watch out here. Oh!
Baker head first at the top turnbuckle. That could be it.
Oh, my gosh. It's all 1, 2, 3. Wait, no,
wait. We have a new champion. Yes.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. No. His foot was on the rope, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and new Brass Knuckles champion, Mr. Smiley.
No. Hey, guys in the truck, we got to show that replay. We've got to show that replay. Now watch the replay right here as Ox, he fell right into, he landed down, and now.
Let's watch that replay again.
I don't know. We got to cue that replay up, guys. We need this footage right here. We need to see this footage right here, guys, as we're going to slow-mo it for you. Boom! He landed right down.
Right. And watch, we've got 1, 2, 3, new brass knuckles champion.
1, 2, right here, and then there's his foot, right there. His foot was on the rope. His foot was on the rope.
But
what? This match has started up once again. There it is. There was the hurt punch. He did it. He's going to do it to him one more time. Watch out for this here. Oh, he is destroying.
There is no instant replay in professional wrestling. I don't understand this at all.
1, 2, 3. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is officially the end of this contest.
I love to hurt people.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, and still IAW Brass Knuckles Champion, the master of the hurt punch, Ox Baker Jr.
Ox Baker Jr. retains the Brass Knuckles Championship. And I'm all about one for the rules. I've said it before and I'll say it again. His foot was on the rope. He had a clear violation there, Greg.
But the referee's decision should be final.
I want to see that replay one more time if we can for our production crew in the back. Let's see his foot on the rope one more time as we're going to take a look at this replay here. You saw Baker went right into it, the cover, and we're going to roll it right back here. The cover, 1, 2, his foot clearly on the rope before he got to the 3 count. And so we had to restart that match.
I will give you that. I will give you that Baker Jr.'s foot was on the rope, but the referee's decision is final. His original first decision should stand and should hold up, and Mr. Smiley should be, because the referee counted 1, 2, 3, it should be Mr. Smiley, the new Brass Knuckles champion here in IAW Wrestling.
Well, sometimes officiating can be difficult, Greg, and they need a little assistance, and they've instituted replay in Major League Baseball. They've instituted replay in football. It was just the next logical step before we had official reviews in professional wrestling. Folks, when we come back, we've got more great wrestling action here at Clash 19, Night of Legends.
Clash 19 Night of Legends continues thanks to our great partners, Max's Liquor Store. Also, we want to thank Barnaby's of Mishawaka and Ridge Napa Auto Parts. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome our very special guest commentator. He is WWE Hall of Famer, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
Welcome back to IAW Clash 19 Night of Legends. It's been a heck of a night so far. We've already seen Ox Baker Jr. retain the Brass Knuckles Championship. Richard Holiday, the PAPW Heavyweight Champion, just barely squeak out a victory over Sergeant Murray. But now we are joined by the WWE Hall of Famer himself, Jimmy Hart.
We are streaming live on YouTube, and of course, after the show, you can relive all the excitement, the drama, the action of IAW wrestling, and you can hear for yourself our special guest commentator, Jimmy Hart, on YouTube. Look up Clash 19, Night of Legends later on tonight into tomorrow, and you'll be able to relive tonight, Clash Night of Legends. Our next contest is a Tag Team Championship match, scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, at a total combined weight of 435 pounds, they are the challengers, Cosmo and Matthias.
As we are back, folks, welcome once again, and we have the Hall of Famer himself, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Jimmy, welcome to the broadcast location.
Man, this is so awesome. You know, I was here about 3 or 4 years ago, managing the Barbarian. You know, tonight I'll be going out later on with Greg the Hammer Valentine, my coach. You know, I had him on WrestleMania 1, man. But this is so awesome under the stars tonight. No rain, a few dark clouds over here, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow, not tonight.
That's right. Let it rain tomorrow. We're going to get Clash 19 on Night of Legends in as we get set up for this IAW Tag Team Championship match. This is a rematch from last year. Cowboy Bob Orton and Crippler Costello, the champions. They've been the champions for years. Last year, Cosmo and Matthias came so close in winning the championship that the championship committee decided to give them an opportunity again.
Well, you know what's so cool? When I stepped out here tonight to see the crowd, what a great crowd, but when I saw the announcer, he reminded me of a smaller version of Gorilla Monsoon.
I mean, look at him right there.
Oh, it's great.
Greg Sims in the ruffles, the feathers, and he's got those sunglasses. Cosmo and Matthias, though, they're ready for some great action here as they get set for their second opportunity at the championship.
And introducing their opponents, accompanied to the ring by their manager, the mysterious Mariah. At a total combined weight of 520 pounds, they are the IAW Tag Team Champions. First, Brian, the Crippler Costello. And his tag team partner, he is a WWE Hall of Famer, the Ace, Cowboy Bob Orton.
As we get set for some great action, Jimmy, of course, you're here alongside. You've seen Cowboy Bob in action, and this man has been wrestling for decades.
Well, first of all, the first time I met him was WrestleMania 1.
That's right, WrestleMania 1, he was in that contest. Now, if I remember correctly, WrestleMania 1, that was a very, very big night for you.
Buddy, if WrestleMania 1 had not been successful, we wouldn't be sitting here today. Vince McMahon, Linda McMahon, they put everything on this show, man, and it turned out to be great, you know. But just being there, I had King Kong Bundy against S.D. Jones, and then I had Greg the Hammer Valentine, who's coming out very shortly in the match, too. So, you know, like I said, it's great. It's just great to see all these legends here tonight, man. This is awesome.
It is called Night of Legends for a reason, and you know, as we get into this contest, I'm going to have to ask you a few different questions, but we're going to bring in our ring announcer, Greg Sims, and Greg, of course, Jimmy already commenting on your wardrobe tonight. That's got to be a huge feather in your cap.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, first of all, Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, it is an honor and a privilege to be here with you tonight. Thank you very much. And, you know, wardrobe, you are the master with all the jackets, sir.
Well, you know what Dick Clark told me one time back when I was in music. He said, look, if you dress like the audience, one day you're going to wind up sitting in the audience. So to this day, when I do my autograph sessions and stuff, I still wear the Jimmy Hart jackets, the megaphone. So, you know, it's great. Like I said, man, this is awesome. You remind me of a little version of Gorilla Monsoon.
Well, you know, Gorilla was one of my idols growing up watching professional wrestling and learning the ropes here. And
it looks like this has been just an unbelievable night, Jimmy. So far, we've already got our second of 5 title matches.
Of course, now we have the manager, the mysterious Mariah, coming over to the table and
ring the bell. Here we
dropping
go.
off our championship belts here.
I'm sorry, I'm a little flustered here because I've got a Hall of Famer sitting next to me, a Hall of Famer in the ring. I mean, I'm also working double duty on the belt, but this is great.
And of course, we've got that mysterious Mariah walking around. That's
something to contend with everyone here at Four Winds Field for our tag team championship match, as the Hall of Famer, the veteran, the ace Cowboy Bob Orton has Matthias backed up in the corner, and Orton walking away, clean break.
Well, you know, I'm excited tonight to have the Crippler in the ring against with the Ace, man. This is great. This is so unbelievable.
And of course, Hall of Famer, Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, you are, you know, the mastermind behind so many successful tag teams and tag team champions even throughout your career and many careers of in professional wrestling.
Well, you know, I've been so blessed. I had the Hart Foundation, the Nasty Boys, the Rougeau Brothers, Earthquake, Typhoon, Greg the Hammer, and Honky Tonk together as Rhythm and Bruise, Terry and Dory Funk, just to mention a few. I've been so lucky, man.
And it's over 75 different superstars that you have managed when it comes to the big leagues, and over 55 different teams. I mean, that's got to make you feel good about being able to elevate some of these gentlemen to the heights of professional wrestling.
Well, you scared me. I thought you were going to say over 75 years. I was going to go, oh my gosh, I almost had a heart attack myself.
Well, we can't forget about the action in this ring, though, as this is a rematch, as we mentioned earlier, Greg, for the IAW tag team titles last year. Cosmo and Mateus just coming up a little bit short. Cowboy Bob and Crippler Costello, they've been the champions for years.
Absolutely, and you know, with the experience, again, the ability between the two veterans of Crippler Costello and Cowboy Bob, that has been on the side of this Damage Inc. By the way, they are known collectively as Damage Inc. But right now, Matthias, he is fighting back. Cosmo and Matthias, regardless of what anybody can say, they have heart on their side in this match tonight. I do believe we could see an upset and new tag team champion.
What do you mean Hart isn't the guy? This guy? Is he on their side?
Well, you know, if Jimmy Hart was on their side, he'd be guaranteed new tag team champion.
Well, let me tell you something. Nothing's guaranteed anymore, but I'll tell you one thing. The Crippler and Cowboy Bob together, it's going to be unbelievable.
And there's a tag made to Crippler Costello, and he is a dangerous man.
And see what's so great, look at the Cowboy. He holds his partner where when he makes the tag, he doesn't let him get back over to the corner to tag out.
That's right, great tag team efficiency. And now again, that tag team duel of Damage Inc. causing damage to Matthias here. Ooh, a shot right by Crippler Costello. There's action all over this ring.
Of course, it all started with that tech. And now there she goes. I told you had to keep an eye on the mysterious Mariah, and there she goes. What does Damage Inc. need with this woman at ringside?
Well, Cosmo isn't doing his partner any favors right now, guys.
And what's great, they're doing everything behind the referee's back.
Now, the officiating here has sometimes been suspect. You've already had to have an instant replay just to get the order back into the ring. Do you see that happening? I mean, instant replay is going into baseball and NFL, and Greg and I were just having this conversation. You know, instant replay does have a place in professional wrestling.
Well, I think it might, but it'd have to be on every match because there's something on every match that you're going to see that maybe the referee doesn't see that the fans do, you know?
That's right.
Absolutely. Instant replay right there could have gotten the tag team champions disqualified with outside interference from their mysterious managers.
But in that instance, the titles do not change hands, so you've got to give credit to Damage Inc.
You know, Cowboy Bob Hart still looks in great shape, man. He looks awesome.
I mean, I just heard the other day, you know, he went off the top rope and did a 450 splash. I mean, I don't know how this guy does it, but, I mean, he is unbelievable. The ace, Cowboy Bob.
I'd like to see that video. That had to have been something to see.
Well, you know, it was a non-televised event, Greg. So.
That's unfortunate.
But see, that's what I love about the Cowboy. See what he does? He tags out, but he still holds his opponent, so his partner can get in and make the tag without his opponent going back to the corner to make his tag.
That's sound tag team
advice. Very good, man. Very good.
Crippler now applying that very tight lock upon Matthias. And Cosmo is not yet to enter this match. We've already seen at least 6 different tags for Damage Inc.
Absolutely, and again, that mysterious Mariah walking around here, you got to keep an eye on her as Crippler Costello, goodness, raking the eyes.
Well, you know what they always say, age and experience will overcome youth and enthusiasm.
That's a very good motto by the Mouth of the South. Jimmy Hart joining us at commentary. We are live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Thank you for joining us and watching in this third contest, second championship match here in South Bend, Indiana. We are live. Oh, and there goes Matthias.
He's in trouble now because look who's outside the ring
and
that's
Crippler,
staring at him.
You got to give it to the veterans here. Crippler Costello, he is distracting Cosmo, who should be aiding his partner.
And look, wait, look at this on the ringside. Look at this on the outside, guys. Oh!
That could do it. That could do it. And again, a second knee.
Unbelievable.
I think I just felt a drop of rain.
Oh, God. Goodness. My good. Well, if you're getting wet, Jimmy, we don't need to.
Either that or Gorilla spit on me over here. I don't know what it was.
But again, and now Cowboy Bob, after Mysterious Mariah with a couple low blows to Matthias here.
I sure hope Matthias isn't allowed to have kids anytime soon.
Goodness. He might be able to sing as high as our partner here, Hurts, after a couple shots from Mariah.
Well, you know, this is great teamwork, though. You know, Cowboy Bob Horton and along with the Crippler, they're working great. Oh, wow.
And give it up for Cowboy. He saw what Mysterious Mariah did, and he's continuing to take advantage of that lower body injury, shall we say.
Jimmy, if you were managing the challengers here right now, Cosmo and Matthias, what kind of advice would you give them to get maybe back here into the match and, you know, maybe turn the tide for them?
Well, first of all, get Blue Cross Blue Shield right off the bat because I think they're going to need it before this is over with. But you know what? Don't pay any attention to the referee. Evidently, the referee's not going to be able to see anything you do. Look, he just got caught, knocked off the apron right then by the Cowboy Bob Horton. Now his partner came over for the tag. He jerks him back in. Now here he is fooling with the referee. You got to just ignore the referee.
Oh, and again, those stiff shots by Crippler Costello.
You know, I don't know about you, Chris, Jimmy, but I didn't see a tag, but the champions are really commanding this match so much. Devastating DVT there by Crippler Costello.
He planted him. This could be all right here.
Could be the 3. 1,
2. No, only a 2 count.
I'm not quite sure if that was Matthias kicking out or if that was Crippler just pulling him up to maybe deliver some more punishment.
Well, here's the thing, too, with the Crippler. If he had the pin and if he pulled him up, which it looked like to me, he needs to go ahead and get the win because these guys might get their second win and make a heck of a comeback.
Well, you talked about that youth and that speed and that ability. Wait a minute, Cosmo, though. Oh! He went underneath the referee to apply a double axe handle. Might have phased Crippler for a minute, but again, Cowboy Bob, the veteran, staying in that corner, he knows how to play this game.
Well, you better believe it. And plus, it's great teamwork back here, man. Look at him tagging in, tagging out, keeping the referee extracted on this.
I'm not sure if Matthias knows where he is right now. Finally outreaching the hand for a tag, but Cowboy Bob not allowing that to happen.
He pulled him back into the corner. I think we might have also got a side of the bright side of the moon there by Matthias as Cowboy Bob dragged him back.
And Cosmo letting his frustration get the better of him. There should have been a count breaking there in the corner as they were double teaming his tag team partner.
Whoa, 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 oh! Right into the corner. Now there's a tag. Cosmo in this matchup.
Oh, good tag, good tag. Oh, my gosh. Cowboy Bob Horton took a big shot on the outside of the apron. Now they're double teaming the Crippler.
Oh, you can't blame this. Is a lot of frustration by Cosmo, and he goes a shot right to Cowboy Bob. Matthias and Cosmo are winding up here. Watch out.
Looks like they got their second win. They're in trouble now.
But again, Cosmo took his eye off the legal man in the match, who is Crippler Costello, and he paid for that.
I think Crippler said something about cheating right there.
And again, the Mysterious Mariah choking out. Cosmo this time on the bottom rope. The referee's back is turned. This is just...
Where did you find this Mysterious Mariah?
Well, if you got a couple bucks, I'm sure you could find her.
Well, you know what? These guys should have brought another girl out of here so to have a six-way match over here.
Well, and that would have probably evened the playing field a little bit. Right now, it's 3 on 2.
It's really 4. The referee doesn't see anything.
Well, you're right. I mean, the referee isn't helping matters at all here. And Crippler again going back, using the extent of his 5 count. Greg, we talked about this earlier. You got to have the rule book, and you've got to know that rule book backwards and forwards. Use every advantage possible, and that's what Damage Inc. has done to keep these titles for so many years.
And then Cowboy Bob measuring him with an elbow straight into the sternum of Cosmo.
What? Even when he makes a tag, I don't think his partner is ready to get in the ring.
No, look, I mean, just look at the face of Matthias. He's on Dream Street right now. He's winded. And look at Crippler Costello, and Crippler Costello is still good, and you got to give Cowboy Bob credit. He is really, really in great condition for a man in his 70s.
This kid's in trouble, buddy.
And Cowboy Bob just removed the knee pad to deliver it straight to the throat of Cosmo with a cover now.
And again, give credit to Cosmo for kicking out. Cowboy Bob going back. Maybe a little frustration starting to settle in.
Well, you know, even Hall of Famers and veterans, I think, can still make some mistakes in the squared circle. And the one mistake that Cowboy Bob did make there was not hooking the leg. If he would have hooked the leg, I think he could have gotten Cosmo.
Well, I think the Crippler could have had the win about 5 minutes ago before he pulled the guy back up.
That's true.
Now they're right out here in front of us as Cosmo, you can see he is reeling here. And oh! Again, right in the back of the head with that knee.
But he still breaks it before the count of 5.
Exactly. We talked about knowing that rule book back and forth. Oh! Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no.
Now, the
he
referee,
could be in trouble.
The referee needs to stop this here and get his arms out. They're hooked with the top and second rope.
Oh, wait, oh! Wait, there goes Matthias right against Cowboy Bob. And whoa, what is
the referee doing?
I don't know, but he's mesmerized by the mysterious Mariah. It's chaos and pandemonium in this ring right now.
Matthias and Cosmo.
Oh!
Whipping the veterans into each other. Cosmo could be going to the – they're both going to the top, Chris.
Well, what do they got planned here?
This could be trouble.
Whoa, 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 watch out here. What do they got planned? Oh, there goes Tice. There goes Cosmo.
Whoa, double drop kick off the top rope.
This could be all. They've got to capitalize right here, guys.
They got to make a pin.
What are they celebrating for? They haven't even won the match yet.
And they're doing it again. Are they both going back to the top rope again? Oh!
Crippler cuts him off.
Wait a minute.
And that Jezebel Mariah pulls Cosmo off from the top rope all the way down to the floor here at the arena.
And the referee's got to start to do something, guys. Even I've got to admit, this is too much for two men to overcome.
Well, let's face it, if we had replay, this match would have been stopped 10 minutes ago.
You're right, but unfortunately, the championship wouldn't have changed hands. I
Cowboy
can't believe
Bob,
it.
take a look at
top.
this.
Oh, my
No,
gosh.
not
you're
Cowboy
kidding me.
Bob.
No.
From the second row. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Cowboy Bob is like 100 years old.
1, 2, 3. That's it. 1, 2,
3. That's it.
Hey, it ain't about the age. It's about the mileage. He looks great. Cowboy Bob Horton looks awesome. He just got the pinfall.
Unbelievable.
Still, IAW Tag Team Champions, Brian the Crippler Costello and the Ace, Cowboy Bob Orton.
They still got it, brother. The Cowboy still has it, man. He still has it.
I told you I saw Cowboy Bob go to the top rope before, and he just did it again with that superplex off of the middle rope. Cowboy Bob Orton, Crippler Costello, for the 5th year in a row, still the IAW Tag Team Champion.
He still got it, baby. He still got it.
Well, we want to thank the unbelievable Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, for joining us ringside. We're going to see you in a little bit, sir, and Hall of Famer, thank you so much for being here for Clash 19.
Well, you know, I'm going to do Q&A a little later on the show, and then I'll be out with Greg the Hammer Valentine later on.
Make sure you stick around, folks. Plenty more coming up here in South Bend, Indiana, at beautiful Four Winds Field.
Under the stars are clouds.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's hear it for WWE Hall of Famer, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. The action here at IAW Clash 19, Night of Legends continues in our next contest scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, hailing from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 375 pounds, he is the Midwest Monster, Brutus Dillon.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to IAW Clash 19 Night of Legends. I tell you what, it has been an unbelievable night for me personally, and of course for these fans, getting the opportunity to call a match with the Hall of Famer, the legend, one of the best in the business, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. That's a moment I'm never going to forget, but we've got a big match coming up for you here with Brutus Dillon against Mario Mancini. This guy, you've got to watch out for. Brutus Dillon is exactly his namesake. He is a brute. He is intimidating. The Midwest Monster, as they call him, and that is for very good reason. This guy right here is unstoppable. He is a big man. He is a monster. And just look at how intimidating this guy is. And even without the mask, I think he looks more intimidating without the mask personally, but I'm not going to tell that to him to his face. Brutus Dillon, a monster in this ring, an absolute beast.
And introducing his opponent from Milford, Connecticut, weighing in at 268 pounds. He's a WWE legend and 2014 inductee into the New England Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, Mario Mancini.
And here he comes to the ring, ladies and gentlemen, Mario Mancini. He had spent the golden years in the WWF, now WWE, from 1984 to 1991. This man has a great career. And Greg, we've seen Mancini here before, and this is a gentleman that you look at him and you think, this guy he's a little older. He's got a few miles on him, but he's got a lot of surprises.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, he's got a lot of surprises. He's got a lot of ability, experience, talent as well. You know, I mean, you don't go into the New England Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame just for nothing. And
you get a lot of comments today, Greg. I mean, you look really, really good, I guess. But it's not about you, though.
No, it is not about me. It's about the fans. It's about the excitement, the action here at IAW Wrestling's Clash 19 Night of Legends at Four Winds Field. I'd said it before, and I'll say it again. It is happening here in downtown South Bend, Indiana, and we are going to get some old-school action, meaning some just
raw power.
Raw power, just they call him the Midwest Monster, and I got to tell you, being in that ring when I introduced him, Brutus Dillon, of course, who I'm talking about, was very intimidating.
Well, already Brutus Dillon is putting down the legacy of Mario Mancini, saying he doesn't belong in the same ring as him.
I don't know about that, but Midwest Monster can definitely dish out a bunch of hurt onto Mancini here tonight. But Mancini taking the upper hand.
Yeah, but you're not going to put a monster like Brutus Dillon down that quickly. I mean, he's got such raw power and raw ability.
He does have raw power, raw ability. However, something to keep in mind, though, tonight is that this is Brutus Dillon's first match back in over 5 months. Dillon broke his femur in his left leg, so, you know, that could be the advantage and really what makes the big difference here for Mario Mancini tonight.
Well, again, just the monster, Brutus Dillon, just putting him down, and you got to believe this raw power of Brutus Dillon. I don't know how much Mancini can take. I mean, as you said, he's a little bit more old school as Mancini. He has a great legacy. I mean, he's just towering over him.
Absolutely, and, you know, Mario Mancini is sizing up his opponent here. And, again, that raw power that you had mentioned, Chris, of Brutus Dillon coming into play here.
Man, Mancini is just, he's hurting right now. Absolutely hurting.
You know, I introduced Dillon as 375 pounds, but he's got to be around 4 bills at least.
Well, I wouldn't, if he told you that's what it was or you heard it, you might want to say exactly what
Don't
he
worry,
wants.
I'm not going to argue with that Midwest monster up there in that ring at all. If he wants me to say 225, that's what I'm going to say.
We still have 3 huge championship matches to be decided here, Greg, as Pretty Paul Roma will be challenging Andy Shane for the IAW Television Championship, as Brutus Dillon is putting those, looks like almost size 18 boots to the face of Mancini. Also coming up to the IAW United States Championship, it's going to be decided as Greg the Hammer Valentine challenges William Studd, or correction, will defend against William Studd. Greg the Hammer Valentine winning the title last year against Sergeant Jay Peterson in a retirement match.
Yes, Sergeant Jay Peterson, a longtime friend of mine, a great ring veteran, a great competitor in the world of professional wrestling, was unfortunately retired, and the career of the illustrious career of the veteran Greg Valentine continues on, as he will defend that title. And Mancini trying to come back, but no, Brutus Dillon, huge clothesline as Mancini coming off the ropes, trying to find something, and now Dillon measures him with a big elbow drop.
I mean, Mancini, just he's crying in pain. Mancini, I mean, this guy, he's hurting. He's absolutely hurting right now, Greg.
He is, but Dillon a little frustrated with the referee's 3 count, the slow 3 count in his view. He can't be disappointed with that 5 count, though, as he was choking out the WWE legend and New England Hall of Fame, Professional Wrestling Hall of Famer, Mario Mancini.
I just don't see how Mancini's going to overcome this monster. I mean, just the size, the power. He's been gone for 5 months. Dillon is itching to get back in this ring. He is angry, and he wants to take all of that anger out on Mancini right now.
Absolutely, but you can't count out Mancini like the Mouth of the South, other Hall of Famer we had out here a little while ago. You can't count out a veteran.
But I just look at her. Look at him right here, Greg. Mancini can barely stand. There's absolutely no way that he can just defeat a monster the size of Brutus Dillon.
Right now, I guess Brutus Dillon is the man, is the monster killer, or the monster right here, as he is just killing it against Mario Mancini. In the corner now.
Right next to us, too, Greg.
He's going to whip him post to post. Here we go.
Watch out. Oh, you see that ring move? The power behind Brutus
that ring's
Dillon.
going to move a little more here if he connects.
Oh! Tried to slam on the brakes. I don't think he got a chance to, really, Greg.
Mancini coming back with a clothesline of his own.
Oh, you're not going to knock a big man like this down.
No, I don't think so, but he's going to take something out of him.
Oh! I don't believe it.
3rd time's a charm for Mancini here. He can't be celebrating. He might be trying to catch his breath, but he can't celebrate against the monster.
2! No, only a 2 count. I mean, think of it this way. Mancini seems like the ultimate underdog. I mean, when you look at a guy of his age and against the younger guy.
Almost a 3 count.
Hey, just look at it right there, though. I mean, Brutus Dillon is not going to stay down.
Don't count out the legend, though, of Mario Mancini.
Oh!
But when you have the power that is behind the Midwest monster that is Brutus Dillon, goodness.
I mean, just look at the agony on the face right now of Mancini. He is down for the count.
But again, we are seeing a mistake here. I don't care how big you are, how bad you are, you can't take your attention and your mind off of your opponent.
Oh, watch out here now. Dillon again.
Good body slam.
Unbelievable.
Onto the legend, Mario Mancini. Brutus Dillon. Again, he's playing to the crowd. Turning around, taunting the crowd.
He's going to do it again?
Well, I'm sure that wasn't the peace sign he was giving Mancini. Not from this monster.
All right, here, Dillon.
Another scoop slam.
Oh!
Right in the center of the ring, as you can hear the cries of agony coming from the WWE legend Mario Mancini.
I mean, our table is ringside. It is shaking with every single time Mancini is slammed to that mat. I mean, that is a lot of power in that ring.
I think
Third time's the charm, I think, is what he's trying to say, Greg.
I think so. I think our table's shaking every time Dillon moves in this ring. That the size of this monster.
Well, he's a powerful man. He's a very powerful. Oh, wait a minute. He's got him rolled up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, he got him!
Upset!
He got him with a roll-up.
Here is your winner, WWE legend, Mario Mancini!
I don't believe it. He rolled. Whoa, Dillon now about to brutalize the official.
Incredible! Again, you can't count out the ring smarts of a veteran. But the Midwest Monster has not had enough yet. Now, wait a second. Now things are getting out of hand here. Brutus Dillon getting his chain, and he just nails him across the head, the face.
I don't know what this is going to do, Rob. He's telling me to ring the bell. That monster is not going to stop. He's brutalizing him right now.
Mancini found a way to win, but will he find a way to survive just to get out of here tonight? Brutus Dillon unleashing more pain, more humiliation even to Mario Mancini, the Midwest Monster. You'd think he'd won by looking in the ring right now. Mancini out on the floor, the referee over to check him.
Oh my goodness, he is an absolute monster. Is Brutus Dillon.
And he's looking at you.
Him.
He's eyeballing you, Chris. He's eyeballing you.
I'm just agreeing with him. All I'm doing is agreeing with him. I'm just agreeing with him.
You should have heard what he said.
I'm just agreeing with you, sir.
He was bad-mouthing you the whole way.
Thanks a lot for sticking up for me, Greg.
Are you kidding me?
No wonder I get paid more than you.
You get paid?
Well, folks, more action coming up here as IAW Clash 19 Night of Legends continues. We needed some help from Mancini.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about Clash 19, Night of Legends so far, huh? Well, folks, we've got a very special guest for you. You saw him earlier. It is an honor and a privilege to welcome this individual. Please welcome one of the greatest managers in the history of this sport. He is Hall of Famer, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart! This guy doesn't need a chair. He can still do this. Let's give it up. Jimmy Hart, everybody. So, Jimmy, we're going to get some questions from our fans at ringside, so have a question on standby. Our great ring announcer, Greg Sims, is going to come by, raise your hand. I'm going to ask a quick question first. As you guys get a question ready, we have a young gentleman in the back. Looks like he's got a question. My first question to you is, what has it been like just being in the business for so many years, starting out in music and now professional wrestling, and you've done it all?
Well, you know what? Sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good. Started with a little rock band called the Gentries back in Memphis, Tennessee, before half of you guys were born. We had a million-seller record called Keep On Dancing. Did all the tours with Dick Clark back in the day, which was with Sonny and Cher and the Beach Boys, if some people remember those. But then, all of a sudden, I had a phone call from Jerry the King Lawler. We went to the same high school together. I went into music, he went into wrestling, and all of a sudden, the next thing you knew, I'm managing him in Memphis, Tennessee. 6 years later, I had the greatest phone call of my life from Vince McMahon. I went to New York. I appeared on WrestleMania 1. So that's a quick version of how Jimmy Hart got into New York City. So, but thank all of you guys for watching all these years, man. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So we're going to get a question from the audience really fast. A young gentleman in the blue in the back, he's got his first question. I'm just going to hand this right back to you, sir.
I like it.
How long have you been doing this?
Oh my gosh, you know what? Almost 37 years. I started back in Memphis, Tennessee with Jerry the King Lawler. And I think my first match was back in 1978 or 79. So I think that's almost 40 years, really. I had a great run with WWF, then WCW, then back to the WWF, which turned into WWE. So we've been all over the place. But thank you for asking that question. Uh-oh, we got another one right over here, Pop, right here with a blue shirt, black hat, with a Kiss hat on. Hey, thank you. I saw you earlier today at the picture table. Thank you.
What was the first tag team you
My
was
first,
manager of?
I'm sorry?
The first tag team you was manager of.
Okay, well, the first tag team was back in Memphis, Tennessee, which were the Moondogs. And then I had Coco Beware, Norvell Austin as PYT Express, and the list went on and on. But my first tag team up in New York, when I went up there, I had King Kong Bundy on the first WrestleMania. Then I had Greg the Hammer Valentine on the first WrestleMania. Then they gave me a guy that I also managed in Memphis called Jim the Anvil Neidhart. But then about 4 months later, we added Bret the Hitman Hart, and that's when we had the Hart Foundation. Thank you.
What was the best match that you were involved in?
The best match? Wow, you know what? Everything's been pretty cool with me, but I'm going to tell you a real quick funny story, okay? Once upon a time, I was managing the Hart Foundation before I managed the Rougeau brothers against the Rougeau brothers, okay? And we got into and before we went to the ring, they had this little small referee there, and he said, listen, what do not pull my toupee off. I went, okay, nobody's going to pull your toupee off. Real short referee. Well, during the match, well, first of all, Anvil and Bret were late getting into the show. It's in White Plains, New York, right? So when Anvil was taping his elbow pad on, he was taping it so fast that some of the tape got turned around, and it was real sticky on the outside of it. Well, during the match, I'm going to take you over here. Jacques Rougeau was in the corner like this. The referee got in the middle to break it up. The Anvil threw the punch over the top of his head, the referee's head. Well, you know what happened? The tape stuck to the guy's toupee. When he pulled it back, the guy's toupee was dangling on his arm. Oh my gosh. The referee starts going, where's my toupee, my toupee, my toupee? And all of a sudden, I jump underneath the ring. I'm laughing so hard. Bret jumps underneath the ring. We bump heads with the other Rougeau brother because he's under the ring laughing. To make a long story short, it was an accident. We got in the back. Arnold Scola was playing cards with Andre the Giant. We got in the back, and so the referee goes, "Let me tell you something, Arnold. I told you I had a toupee on. He pulled my toupee off on purpose. That's going to be suspension for Jimmy Hart, suspension for Neidhart, suspension for Bret Hart." And Arnold goes, "How much would it take to not do it?" He goes, $500. He goes, "Okay, here it is." So that's a quick story in White Plains, New York.
How did you get your name?
All right, my name, the Mouth of the South. Real quick here, I was in Memphis, Tennessee. I was managing Andy Kaufman. We went upstairs after TV to do a radio show with FM 100. So I started talking first, and I kept on talking, and finally Andy goes, "I can't get a word in edgewise." And the DJ there, Ron Jordan, he goes, "That's why they call him the Mouth of the South." And I thought, woo, I like that name. So that's how I got it. It's kind of by accident.
Over here, Jimmy.
What was your favorite team / wrestler that you've ever managed?
That I ever managed?
Uh-huh.
Well, you know what? I love the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Neidhart. But the Honky Tonk Man and Greg were really pretty cool too, because later on I had the Honky Tonk Man and I had Greg, but that was great. And then later on I had Jacques Rougeau as the Mountie. And here's the funny thing about Jacques. When I got ready to cut him, before that I took them to Memphis, Tennessee, where I used to record all of our stuff back in the days of the Gentrys. And while I was down there, we went to Sun Studio. So I had written this song, me and my partner Jim McGuire, and it was called All American Boys. So we got ready for that one line in there which goes, "We don't like heavy metal, we don't like rock and roll, all we like to listen to is Barry Manilow." And Jacques goes, "I never listened to Barry Manilow." I said, "Jacques, it's a work, just play like you listen to Barry Manilow, okay?" So, but all the teams I had, Earthquake, Typhoon, Terry Funk, Dory Funk, I mean, everybody has been, I've been so grateful. I was inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2005, and on my speech, thank you so much, but on my speech, I said, you know what, I wouldn't be up here if it wasn't for, and I named all 23 of the guys that I managed up in New York, and that's the way I really feel. If it wasn't for you guys, and it wasn't for the people I managed, I wouldn't be up here today, standing up here, so I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
Eat Your Heart Out, Rick Springfield is the best song on the wrestling album.
Okay.
Did Rick
good.
Springfield ever have a response?
Well, you know what? This girl that used to be a big in the fan club of Rick Springfield, she gave him the album, and he sent a little note back, which I still have at my beach bar. Shameless plug for my beach bar. If you're ever in Daytona, it's called Jimmy Hart's Hall of Fame Bar and Tiki Deck. We're right on the ocean inside the Maya Inn Hotel, so come by to see me if you get a chance. But he sent a little note back. He said, "I love the song." So thank goodness on that. But like I said, you know, I'm going to take one more question here, right? Okay, one more. Okay.
So what was it like to work with some of the greatest names in wrestling?
Well, first of all, let me tell you what my real thrill was with being with some of the greatest managers in the world. Bobby the Brain Heenan, unbelievable. Jimmy Cornette, you know, he was in Memphis with us, unbelievable. Lou Albano, Fred Blassie, Mr. Fuji played so many tricks on you. But let me tell you who I enjoy watching. Every Monday night in my bar, we watch Raw, and on Tuesday night, SmackDown. But I love listening to Paul Heyman. He does such a great job. He talks with his hands. He explains everything the right way. And the other day, I was in the car with Greg, because we were in Milwaukee night before last, me and Honky and Greg. And so instead of flying, we drove down here, and I was listening to Rush Limbaugh, and I went, that's it. That's it. That's who Paul Heyman reminds me of, Rush Limbaugh. But both of them are so great, and I've just been so blessed being with some of the greatest managers of all time. I really have. Okay, well, he loves you. He loves you. Oh, you did? Okay, congratulations. Congratulations. Hey, the other day, in my beach bar in Tampa, real quick, if you ever go down there, you'll see a whole bunch of unbelievable pictures and belts and stuff, but I was at a place eating about 7 months ago, right before the election. So I went down to a place called Hog Heaven, right down from my beach bar. And this guy in a suit came up to me and goes, "You're Jimmy Hart?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Are you going to the meeting today?" And I went, "What meeting?" He goes, "You know, Donald Trump's here. You know, we're having a major meeting." And I said, "I don't have a ticket." And he said, "Well, look, I'll get you up close." And so I got in there. Later on, he came to me and said, I told Mr. Trump you're here. He wants to see you. I went in the back. Donald Trump goes, "You know what? I can't believe it." He said, "I love the wrestling." When I appeared on the wrestling show with Vince and them, had a picture made with him. It turned out unbelievable. So when you come in, whether you like him or not, just remember,
There's a big picture of Jimmy Hart and Donald Trump right on the front up there. So if y'all get a chance, come up and see. We love y'all guys, though. But other than that, I think we're getting ready to have intermission very, very shortly, right?
You're absolutely
so
right.
If any more questions, I'll be upstairs signing autographs along with Greg and all the other superstars here. We love you guys. It didn't rain, so thank you, dear Lord.
Let's give it up, everybody. The mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. This is our chance. This is your opportunity to stretch your legs. Meet the man, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Meet the Greg the Hammer Valentine. All of the great Hall of Famers and superstars are up on the third base side of the concourse. Get an autograph. Buy something from them. They're here for a reason. Make sure you buy their merchandise. We're going to be back in about 10 minutes, so hurry up. Get your autograph. Get your concessions, because we still have a great night of wrestling action coming your way.
sky. Please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey there, Mr. Blue, miss a place to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. Hey there, Mr. Blue, miss a place to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Clash 19 Night of Legends continues as it's time for our next contest scheduled for one fall for the IAW Television Championship. Introducing first, hailing from Brooklyn, Michigan, weighing in at 220 pounds, the IAW Television Champion, Andy Shane. And introducing his opponent and challenger, hailing from Kensington, New York, weighing in at 230 pounds. He is a 2018 inductee into the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, a member of Pretty Wonderful, the Four Horsemen, and as the glory and power and glory, ladies and gentlemen, Pretty Paul Roma.
We are back for IAW Night of Legends after that brief intermission. Making his way to the ring, Pretty Paul Roma challenging Andy Shane for the IAW Television Championship. The skies have darkened here at Four Winds Field, and it's starting to sprinkle a little bit, but we're going to keep this match going. One way or another, this match is going to continue, and we are going to have ourselves a winner at some point in time. And as Greg Sims is joining me back here on commentary, you know, Greg, it's we lucked out really well so far with Clash 19, but a little weather in the area we're going to have to keep our eyes on.
Oh, I think we'll be fine. We'll be fine. The action here, though, one way or the other is going to continue. And this time for the IAW Television Championship as Andy Shane defending his title against the legend, the legendary member of the Four Horsemen, Pretty Wonderful, and of course, Power and Glory. He is the glory of Power and Glory, Pretty Paul Roma.
Well, now, fans that are watching at home might wonder, why in the world is Andy Shane the television champion? Because when we last saw Clash 18 Night of Legends, Andy Shane lost the title to the Iron Man, Rob Conway. And people are wondering, well, why in the world is he the champion? Well, what happened was we had a change of title at a non-televised event in Muskogee, and Andy Shane won his television championship back.
And we are officially underway here for the IAW Television Championship between Shane and Roma at Four Winds Field, downtown South Bend, Indiana. Clash 19, Night of Legends with IAW Wrestling. Greg Sims along with Chris Hagstrom. And boy, we've had an incredible night of action and legends and great professional wrestling here at Clash 19, and it continues on with our second half.
You know, I'm not going to say that the irony is not lost on me that the television championship changed hands in a non-televised event. The irony is not lost on me there, Greg.
I would hope not. I would hope not, but here we go, sizing each other up, the TV champion and the challenger, Pretty Paul Roma. And here we go, locked up in the middle of the ring as the champ now has a handful of eyes and backing up Paul Roma into the corner. Referee giving a count there, and Shane broke it before the 5 count.
Andy Shane has got a little bit of a mean streak on him, as we've seen. He doesn't feel he gets a lot of respect in the locker room, and he has to try to fight and earn everything he's received, and he feels a little unfairly treated.
Well, you know what? If you could hear what he's saying to some of these fans, I don't think it's necessarily unfairly. And now Shane and the referee getting into it a little bit.
Well, Andy Shane, either way, is a television champion. Paul Roma, he himself is certainly no stranger to championship glory. He is, of course, a former NWA World Tag Team Champion with Arn Anderson, former WCW Tag Team Champion 3 times, once with Arn Anderson and 2 with Paul Ortendorf. Shane has him in the corner, and once again, Shane has been able to capitalize on maybe some early miscues by Roma.
Yeah, raking the eyes again. And again, he's got at least a thumb in the eye there of Roma. The referee, he is scolding the IAW television champion, but Shane, I don't think he's listening at all.
No, and he really is kind of the man that beats by his own drum. Almost a little bit of a psychotic snap to him at times. He just gets so worked up, and I don't want to call him a crybaby because he's right there, but and Roma comes out with a huge clothesline, and there goes Andy Shane.
Yeah, and of course, calling him a crybaby would show some, courage on your end, and good Lord knows that's not going to happen.
Oh, come on now, Greg. I mean, look at this guy, Andy Shane. I mean, he's a guy that doesn't get a whole lot of respect, feels slighted. I kind of sympathize with him a little bit.
Sympathize with him? I mean, come on. Look at the way he's being disrespectful. Oh, hello. Back into the ring. Paul Roma brings him over the top. But again, Andy Shane is not respecting anybody here at Four Winds Field tonight. And he's paying for it right now.
Well, that he is, as Roma is fully taking control. You mentioned earlier, a former member of the Four Horsemen. What a legendary group that was.
Absolutely. Paul Roma, one of his great accolades on the illustrious career of Pretty Paul Roma. Of course, he was a member of the Young Stallions tag team. He's definitely a veteran and almost a tag team specialist. He with Jimmy Powers back in the day, and of course, you mentioned his partnership with Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, and of course, the late great Hercules Hernandez as Power and Glory. And you know, I talked to Paul Roma earlier, and that's what he's most proud of, I think, of all the factions he's been involved with, was with the mighty Hercules.
Well, look at the ring right now as Roma is taking full advantage of Andy Shane right now on the mat. And he has an unbelievable physique, does Paul Roma. I mean, he obviously was the one of the most gifted athletes during his time in, of course, WCW and the WWF. And he has not lost a step. He really has not.
Absolutely not. And, of course, he's going to be a new inductee in the class of 2018 into the New England Wrestling Hall of Fame. And, again, those accolades don't come lightly. You know, he has that incredible career to back that up. And, of course, what has earned that induction coming up next year.
Well, look at he's been dominating. Shane tried to take an early advantage with some, could be borderline tactics, but Paul Roma, it has been all Roma right here, just dominating the champion.
Yes, it has, and we could see a new IAW TV champion here if, but again, the equalizer, that thumb to the eye. As Shane now takes control once again and delivering some huge punishment to the left arm of Pretty Paul Roma.
Well, once again, you mentioned he fails to capitalize off of being able to keep Roma off his feet. He fails to capitalize, and that's something that's gonna lose his title right there, Greg. He's got to follow up.
He does have to follow up. That's kind of a hallmark theme of the night here is a lot of the challengers, but in this case, not the challenger that needs to follow up. It is the TV champion if he wants to keep that title tonight.
Shane, once again, going to the fans for their approval, and they do not like Andy Shane, the reigning IAW television champion.
Andy Shane going back to it now.
Sizing him up, as it were.
Side suplex there from the TV champion. Here's a cover.
2. Only a 2 count. And once again, Andy Shane is, the officiating today has been pretty lackluster, Greg. You've got to admit that.
Oh, absolutely. No question about it, especially that tag team championship match earlier on, and now in the television what is the referee doing, arguing with somebody at ringside? He needs to keep his eyes on the competitors here in the match.
I feel like we need an official that has integrity. That's what we need right here, Greg.
Well, I don't know about integrity. I don't want to question that. I'm more questioning his competency. And again, Shane showing why he's really not respected very well by the fans. Jawing it out, insulting the fans left and right.
Oh!
And paying for it right there with a big boot to the face. Paul Roma puts up, delivers it to the TV champion, Andy Shane.
And you can hear the fans even say, stay on him.
And again, that thumb to the eye, one of his trademark moves, if you want to call it a move.
Start calling him Andy Thumb. Or Green Thumb with those ugly tights he's wearing.
He's keeping a couple eyes on here with those tights there, Chris.
Oh! Right across the forearm of Paul Roma. I've seen some interesting ring attire in my days, but a green tiger is staring at you from the behind. Oh, I know he's biting him. Looks like he's biting him, Greg.
He definitely was. That unusual biting of the forearm and even the bicep area of Paul Roma, the left arm. Shane showing how ruthless the TV champion of IAW can be here at Four Winds Field, Clash 19.
Well, he's going to do anything he can to retain that title, and a jawbuster right there by Shane. He's going to go to the top rope. This is very uncharacteristic of Shane right here.
It is. Will it pay off for him?
Oh!
Shoulder block from the top rope. Will that be enough?
1, 2. Oh, wait a minute.
Hey, look at that. The referee actually caught it for once.
I think Shane was doing his homework in the back earlier tonight, realizing the ineptitude of the official and try to get away with something. But now look at right here as he's talking to the referee, just finding a way to take advantage of Roma when he's down.
Again, that's an example of why Andy Shane is our TV champion here in IAW Wrestling, because of tactics and knowing how to work the referee in the match that he's in.
Oh!
But Roma comes back right into the breadbasket of Andy Shane.
What has Roma got planned
What do we got going on?
Oh, I don't know what is he thinking, Roma? What are you thinking here? The fans want to see it. Roma's got him up.
Oh, my.
Look at the power. He just dropped him. Just straight up dropped him from a suplex.
Again, he was known as Glory and Power and Glory with the Mighty Hercules, but he just showed his power. And again, scoop slam of Andy Shane. Roma going to the second rope.
Look at the speed of Roma.
And the agility. He's going all the way up, Chris.
And especially with the wet conditions here in the ring. Watch out. Oh, flying elbow. That's got to be all. Cover 1, 2. Wait. Now we've got the count.
We have a new champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and new IAW Television Champion, Pretty Paul Roma.
Well, once again, another horseman as gold as we see the cover. 1, 2, 3. Your winner, Pretty Paul Roma, the new IAW Television Champion.
I think Shane's attitude really,
whoa.
Goodness.
Shane saying anywhere, anytime.
You were poked in the eyes all match.
Well, for the second time in as many years, Andy Shane has lost the IAW television title at Four Winds Field. Four Winds Field, not a very good place for Shane, but as you see, your winner and new champion, Pretty Paul Roma. More championship action coming up here at Four Winds Field. 2 huge title matches still on the way. IAW United States Championship and the heavyweight title still to be decided. We are live at Four Winds Field in a little wet South Bend, Indiana.
Sorry, I'm not gorilla tonight. I'm just as good looking as him.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest is for the IAW United States Championship. Introducing first, the challenger from Fawcett City, weighing 270 pounds, William Stud.
We are back at IAW Clash 19 Night of Legends. William Stud is back as he gives a hug to the fans. William Stud has lost a little bit of weight here, it looks like, since we've seen him, as he's playing around with the fans. You got the, well, we know the man in red and yellow. We know the gentleman in purple. We know who they represent. But this is William Stud's chance for IAW Gold.
And introducing his opponent from Seattle, Washington, weighing in at 251 pounds. He is the United States Champion and WWE Hall of Famer, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
And he's being accompanied by the mouth of the South, one of the greatest managers in the history of professional wrestling, Jimmy Hart. What an unbelievable champion we have in Greg the Hammer Valentine, and having quite the Hall of Famer as Jimmy Hart. Both men Hall of Famers as they make their way to the ring. Jimmy Hart, of course, has the undeniable megaphone that has made him so famous. We were lucky enough that he joined us for commentary earlier in the night, but now he's back to business as he's managing one of the greats, the Hall of Famer, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
This is somewhat of a surprise, Chris, that Jimmy Hart and Hammer have kind of reunited here at Clash 19. It wasn't on my format that he was going to be accompanying the United States champion, but what a surprise it is.
Well, and you know, I mean, you talk about WrestleMania 1 and just the history behind WrestleMania. If there wasn't a WrestleMania 1 and it didn't succeed, we would not be here tonight, as we have Greg the Hammer Valentine, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. They are here, and like a good manager, he's telling the referee to check his boots one more time here.
Absolutely. That's why he is probably, you know, one of the greatest of all time, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, kind of dictating how this is going to go here with the match already, and we haven't even begun. The referee's just doing the check-in of the competitors. He already checked the big William Stud, the challenger, and now kind of checking the United States champion, Greg the Hammer Valentine. But again, he's going back to Stud because Jimmy Hart playing that psychological warfare here.
Wait a minute now. Now we've got Stud checking the official, and you can't blame him for all the fun that he's been through. Now wait a minute. Now Stud was trying to send our official Ref Jeff.
Ref Jeff. That's a name for you.
That's his name, Ref Jeff, as Jimmy Hart, manager of champions, here with us. And we've got a oh, hold on a second now. A Hammer trying to be a sportsman, and the Hammer's having none of it.
He's not. What?
Looks like
he
Studd
did extend the hand.
And now Jimmy Hart has got that patented megaphone. I almost just want to let Jimmy Hart handle things from here with the megaphone. He wants to shake his hand.
William Studd showing signs of respect. He is working with two Hall of Famers, two legends. We had you had the great honor of interviewing Jimmy Hart a little while ago, and of course we know the the highlights and all the accolades earned by Greg the Hammer Valentine, of course, tag team champion, intercontinental champion, NWA United States champion. Just a successful career in a tag team competition with Brutus Beefcake of the Dream Team, of course, the Honky Tonk Man of Rhythm and Blues. Of course, he's got the Hammer's got the blonde locks tonight, not the dark black ones for the hair, but
something we've got to talk about quick is the turn of events that we've seen from William Studd. We haven't seen William Studd in about 2 years. He's lost a good amount of weight. He seems to have turned over a new leaf.
Yeah, absolutely. He's in a great mood, shaking hands, kissing babies. And look at this. He's already he has the upper hand here of the United States champion of IAW Wrestling. So maybe getting trim a little bit, and I don't know. Seeing the light.
The Hammer he looks like he's in a world of hurt here. And Jimmy Hart is just trying to manage, again, manager of champions that he is, trying to manage with that megaphone and shout some really good advice over to Hammer. And there's some great advice right now. Oh, not so much there.
Hammer missing the opponent and getting a shoulder full of the top turnbuckle. And now the big William Studd in control here.
Looks like he's got a hammer lock applied, trying to really wrench that elbow and wrench that left elbow back. And Jimmy Hart, I mean, how much as a wrestler does that distract you? You've got somebody shouting out commands to your opponent. That's definitely an advantage for Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Yeah, absolutely, and the heckling, because I love the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, but some of the tactics that the mysterious Mariah and some of even the competitors have had. Let me tell you, the mouth of the South invented some of those dirty tactics himself, and to have an earful of the mastermind behind some of those tactics throughout your match has got to be a big factor and a big distraction for the opponents here.
Well, now Hammer's trying to regroup himself here, and William Studd, William Studd, it looks like he's a little out of sorts right now. I think that Hart is distracting Studd as he's got his head on a swivel. He's got to watch out for Jimmy Hart, and then you've got to watch out for Greg the Hammer.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now Hammer has the upper hand, and he kicks him in the left knee, it looks like. Trying to take the legs out from the big William Studd. Yes, he has trimmed down, and he's in probably the best shape of his life. He'll even tell you that, but he's still a big, powerful man. But if you can take the legs out like Hammer might be and trying to set him up for the famed figure 4, it will be all over.
Well, and that's exactly what you mentioned. The figure 4 is a devastating maneuver on the legs, and Hammer's been trying to work those legs, just like the ring veteran that he is, the Hall of Famer, as now Studd is on Dream Street with those shots. Watch out here, though. You never know what Hammer's got planning. Is really waiting for Jimmy Hart's, I think, direction.
Absolutely. Even with that illustrious career that the Hammer's had, he can still take direction and still take advice from, of course, another great Hall of Fame veteran in that of the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
Studd's got him down, and stomp right to the foot. Oh, wait a minute, though.
That was a little bit below the belt.
Well, the ref, Jeff, has said it was on the inside thigh. That's an inside.
Well, that's what Hammer said. I don't know about if that's completely accurate, but here we go.
Ooh.
Big chop from the Hall of Famer Greg the Hammer Valentine onto William Studd. Studd has the big S literally tattooed across his chest, and it was just tattooed itself by that chop from the Hammer.
You know, you mentioned the history of Greg the Hammer Valentine. He started his career in the 70s for Mid-Atlantic, then, of course, with Worldwide Wrestling Federation, which transitioned to the WWF. Former Intercontinental Champion, part of the Dream Team, a part of World Championship Wrestling as well. I mean, this guy has been all over the place, and that's a reason why he is a Hall of Famer.
And, of course, he is a second-generation wrestler himself with his father, Johnny Valentine. And, you know, you ever get a chance to sit down with the Hall of Famer, he will just tell you incredible stories about his dad.
You know, very little note that not many people remember, but he was trained in the Hart Dungeon. Trained by Stu Hart himself.
Now, you got to think the referee's got to get in there and break that up because Stud, thankfully, he got out of that precarious position of having both legs kind of trapped there in the on the second rope there in the turnbuckle, but referee wasn't doing much.
Well, now Jimmy Hart is starting to get into the head of Stud as he respects him, but he's going to lay him out. I mean, this is all about competition right here.
Absolutely, and Stud, well, you know what? I think he's trying to catch his breath here,
but
trying to buy a little time.
But you got to watch out because the official is counting. I mean, if he gets disqualified here, there's going to be retaining Greg the Hammer Valentine in the United States Championship.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, Stud is, you know, he's no dummy when it comes to knowing his way around the ring and how to work with the rules and the 10 counts. Uh-oh, here we go. Hammer sizing him up.
He's going for it right here across the chest, and there's that hammer from the Hammer.
And Stud just collapsing to ringside on the outside here. Jimmy Hart not too far away, getting into his ear again with that megaphone.
Would you believe over 70 championships Greg the Hammer Valentine has held across numerous promotions?
Absolutely, you know, being here at IAW Wrestling and seeing, you know, some of the championships he's held here. You know, it has been a privilege to watch him, but seeing him in action, even at this stage in his career, is still impressive. To see Greg the Hammer Valentine deliver the punishment and the pain to his opponents.
And the fans are right behind the Hammer. I think fans are both behind, I think, for the respect of the Hammer and William Stud, but Stud is firing up here.
What is Stud doing? He's got to continue.
Oh, right into the corner.
Hammer begging him off, and Stud actually stopped.
You know, there's a time for respect. There's a time that you got to take out your opponent. And Greg the Hammer Valentine, again, showing why he is that veteran, a rake to the eyes.
I think William Stud's getting a little awestruck, a little starstruck here with working the two Hall of Famers that we have with us in this match, Greg Valentine and Jimmy Hart. And I think that might get the best of him here tonight.
And again, you've got to watch out for. He's going after the lower body of Stud, trying to set up for his patented figure 4 leg lock. And I think Stud's left knee is starting to give him problems.
Absolutely, and that's Greg Valentine was going to work on that earlier on, and he's going right back to it again. Again, this could be a precursor to the devastating figure 4 leg lock from the Hall of Famer.
Whoa, what is he doing here? Hammer's got him set up.
Is he going to make it? Oh, goodness.
That rope across the lower body region, and then it looked like Stud's neck might have grazed the top rope, but I think the bigger damage was done to the quad of William Stud.
And again, that's perfect sizing up there for the figure 4 from Greg the Hammer Valentine. And Stud now delivering a right of his own. But again, distracted by Jimmy Hart, and we'll talk about a hammer forearm.
Jimmy Hart is doing exactly what he was paid to come out here and do, and that is manage champions.
He could be setting up for it.
This could
be it?
We've seen it. That's how he won the title last year at Clash 18.
Here we go.
Setting him up for the patented figure 4. Hammer's trying to get it locked in.
He's got it locked in. This has got to be it.
And right in the center of the ring as well. Oh, he's got it. He's cinched it in the center of that ring, and Stud is writhing in pain. There was a 2 count.
But this is showing the power. The power and the strength of William Stud.
Only a 2 count again.
I mean, that's a double whammy right there. You have your shoulders pinned to the mat, and of course your getting the pain delivered by the figure 4 from the Hall of Famer Greg Valentine.
He's calling. He's calling for it. Unbelievable. He couldn't take any more. He just couldn't take any more.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and still United States champion, Hall of Famer, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Well, we've seen how deadly that figure 4 can be, and William Studd just couldn't handle any more of it. And we'll take a look again on replay here. As you saw, William Studd, he was just in pain. He couldn't handle any more. You see him tapping on the canvas. He just couldn't handle any more of that pain. And still your IAW United States champion, Greg the Hammer Valentine, with Hall of Famer, Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. What an absolute honor and a privilege to have both Jimmy Hart and Greg the Hammer Valentine here. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our main event, the IAW Heavyweight Championship match. It is coming up next. It is Crippler Costello, the champion, taking on Demolition Axe in what's sure to be one heck of a contest.
And now, wrestling fans, it's time for the main event of Clash 19 Night of Legends. And it is for the IAW Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by his manager, the mysterious Mariah. From South Bend, Indiana, weighing in at 255 pounds, he is the IAW Heavyweight Champion, Brian Crippler Costello.
He is the IAW Heavyweight Champion, the Crippler, Brian Costello, with Mysterious Mariah. What makes her so mysterious? I've got a few thoughts. Certainly nothing mysterious about her outfit.
And introducing his opponent and challenger, from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 298 pounds. He is a multi-time WWE Tag Team Champion, WWE Legend, Demolition Axe.
You see him on your screen. He is Demolition Axe, challenging Crippler Costello for the IAW Heavyweight Championship. And the fans all want to get themselves a high five and a piece of Demolition Axe. And Greg, this is what it's all about right here in IAW. It is the Heavyweight Championship. Brian Crippler Costello has held this title for a very long time.
Very long time indeed, and this title reign could all be coming to an end tonight for the Crippler Costello, because Demolition Axe is here. The legendary member of one of the greatest tag teams of all time, Demolition Axe, is here, and he does have an axe to grind, if you will, with Brian Costello. They do have a heated history between the two members here.
I'm going to steal a line from you, and will you stop with that terrible pun? And you're right, though. They do have a lot of history, of course, for the IAW tag team titles, the heavyweight title. These men have a very long, heated rivalry throughout the past 18 years, and now in its 19th year of Clash.
And you know what? I think the Mysterious Mariah is not going to be much of a factor here in the match against Demolition Axe.
Well, I think that Demolition Axe wants to see the heavyweight championship, as that is his right for this being a championship match. He wants to see it.
Absolutely, and hopefully the competency of the referee has improved for this championship match. It's been questionable throughout the evening here at Clash 19 Night of Legends at Four Winds Field as we lock up the champion Crippler Costello, thrown on the backside by Demolition Axe.
And he's saying that he pulled his hair. There's not a whole lot of hair to be pulled.
Absolutely, no hair pulling there. That didn't happen, Crippler. Crippler Costello looking over at me, but I'm sorry, there's not much there to pull.
You know, the bottom line is that Axe has to stay on top of Crippler at this point. I mean, you said they have a heated rivalry, and they went right at it, and here comes Demolition Axe.
Absolutely, double chop from Demolition Axe. Axe in control, throwing the champion to the outside already. Like a pile of garbage, the champion has been treated, thrown from the ring.
And then there's Mariah again, just helping her champion to his feet. They call her Mysterious Mariah. Why do you think that is they call her Mysterious?
I don't know. She's not leaving much to a mystery here for us tonight with the tactics of the Mariah.
Eyes on the ring. Eyes on the ring, Greg.
Well, anyway, we are back with championship wrestling.
Why are you getting money out of your pocket right now?
Well, I just wanted to make sure you didn't take my wallet or anything. I know what kind of tactics you have, pal. All right.
Watch
Axe
your hands there, sir.
In the middle of the ring with Crippler Costello.
The referee is telling him he can't twist his arm, and oh, now he's twisting the fingers, almost like he's gonna break.
Absolutely. And the champion Crippler Costello over by us here, trying to get away from the pain that's just being delivered by Demolition Axe, the challenger for the IAW Heavyweight Championship.
Well, he has still a 5 count to break it, and Crippler goes into the ropes. And now Crippler, I think, is saying that his fingers might be broken.
Oh, that would be a shame, but you know what? There's no timeouts in professional wrestling.
You were absolutely right on that, and Demolition Axe sends Crippler down, and now he's got him into a headlock. Oh, wait a minute. You can't do that.
Well, he asked the referee. The referee didn't say yes or no. You know, he just started counting, and Axe didn't know. He wanted to find out.
And he's doing it again. He's just like pulling on
No, he's doing something different.
He's pulling on the gums.
See, he wanted to find out what the athletic commission here in the state of Indiana allows and doesn't allow. You know, it varies from state to state sometimes.
We talked about the officiating throughout the entire night, and we have only one referee, and that's Ref Jeff. He's been an Iron Man and refereeing all of these matches. But, again, he's been letting a lot be getting away with here.
Axe, I gotta agree with Demolition Axe. There are seem to be too many picky rules here, especially on the champion, Crippler Costello. We know what he's capable of. We saw the double teaming, we saw the dirty tactics earlier when he was defending the tag team championship with his partner Cowboy Bob Orton. We saw the dirty tactics of the mysterious Mariah, and you know what? What comes around goes around.
Isn't what goes around comes around?
That too.
Demolition Axe is absolutely in control and constantly asking the official.
Well, because the official's very picky, and he had to double check to make sure that the simple legal chop was valid and legal.
And then the referee is counting to a 4 count. He did a completely different move. I guess the referee has to reset his count. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
now.
absolutely. You know, he told Axe to get him off the top rope, so he was pulling him back off the top rope.
Well, there goes Demolition Axe out to the floor as Crippler Costello is trying to almost climb away. And here we go. Action is to the outside, Greg.
And the referee's going to let it go.
Well, this is an IAW Heavyweight Championship match, and
oh, there's a chair getting involved here.
Oh, no. Hang on a second. No. Oh! That was a shot to the head.
Incredible. In front of the referee. So there must have been some sort of agreement prior to the match between Demolition Axe and the champion, Crippler
My notes
Costello.
don't say this is a no disqualification
That's
match.
the only thing I can think of because, and it does happen. It has happened before. As we go on the corner of the dugout here at Four Winds Field, of course,
he's busted open. He is busted open, Greg.
He is busted open, and if that doesn't get tended to pretty quickly, we're going to see the red crimson mask all over the face of Brian Costello. And here comes a chair again from Demolition Axe. Will he connect now?
Not again, not again. Oh.
Over the back of the champion, Brian Costello. I gotta give it to the referee, Jeff, on this one. He's letting them go. These are two grizzled veterans that can deliver a lot of pain, a lot of punishment to their opponents respectively. And he's letting it go because it is for the illustrious IAW Heavyweight Championship.
Well, if that's what this match is, if this is a no disqualification match now, all of a sudden the entire game plan has to change for Crippler Costello. He has to use every single tactic in his book in order
into the post.
In order to retain that championship, but Demolition Axe is dominating right now.
I think Demolition Axe needs to get Crippler back into the ring right now and pin him 1, 2, 3. He will have the championship title in his possession if he does so because Crippler is pretty much out on his feet right now. But now, and here it comes.
Demolition Axe on the ring, and obviously this is not a false count anywhere.
Oh, goodness.
Well, hey, if they can go out of the ring and use chairs, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that.
I won't argue with that. The great equalizer. The shot below the belt.
You know, something
And Mariah, what is she doing up there?
Well, if this is a no
referee Jeff, get rid. What referee Jeff is mesmerized by Mariah.
What is she whispering to him?
I don't know, but I think he's gonna reach into his pocket for looking for a couple bucks again.
Oh, come on now.
This is terrible. In the meantime, Brian Costello choking out Demolition Axe with his foot across the throat.
I mean, at this point, if they can go out into the crowd.
Irish whip to the turnbuckle reversal from Axe, and here he comes in, delivering a running clothesline there. Had to watch my back as Mariah walks around us here at the broadcast position at ringside.
Well, here we go again.
And again.
Whoa.
Oh, my goodness. The referee is down.
Ref Jeff is out.
He is out.
And this is the chance for Demolition Axe.
Demolition Axe with the spinning neck breaker.
Wait a minute.
We should have a new champion.
Wait a minute.
1, 2, 3. But there's no referee. What's going on? We got to get another ref out here, but referee Jeff is the only one. Chris, my broadcast partner, Chris Hagstrom, what is he doing? He just left the broadcast position, put the headset off. What is he? There goes the shirt. He's got a referee shirt. He's telling Demolition Axe he could be the referee. He's going to try to count the fall. All right, Demolition Axe covering, but wait. What was that? Chris Hagstrom taking, it looks like some sort of foreign object. What is that? He nails Demolition Axe, and now he cut. I'm not ringing that bell. You're not a licensed official. You slimy son of, what are you doing? No, that shouldn't count for anything. What are you doing? Chris Hagstrom with some sort of what is he doing? I don't know what's going on.
Your winner and still IAW Heavyweight Champion, Crippler Costello.
What is he pulling here? Costello has no business walking out of here with the IAW Heavyweight Championship title belt. From start to finish, Demolition Axe had this championship in his grasp. The referee knocked out referee Jeff. Let's go back to the replay and take a look, see what happened here. Chris Hagstrom came back in, said he had a referee shirt, he was licensed, and then he turns on Demolition Axe, hits him in the back of the head with some sort of foreign objects. I don't know if it was brass knuckles, what the case was, and then he counts a 3 on Demolition Axe, as if that matters and that counts for something. It shouldn't. This is disgusting. Chris Hagstrom's a disgusting piece of, well, I'm sorry, but he's garbage. Incredible. The legend that is Demolition Axe deserves much better than that.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out to Four Winds Field for IAW Wrestling Clash 19 Night of Legends. Thanks for your support of IAW Wrestling. Please drive safe and stay tuned for Clash 20 coming to Four Winds Field, where legends come to play. We'd like to remind fans, if you'd like to relive all the excitement of Clash 19 Night of Legends, go to YouTube a little bit later on. You'll be able to see the archive broadcast of all the happenings here at Clash 19. Once again, for the disgusting Chris Hagstrom and everyone here at IAW Wrestling, this is Greg Sims. Thank you so much for joining us for Clash 19. Good night.
What the hell happened? All I know is I get hit by a freight truck.
Sandwiched you between the turnbuckle and axe. Out. You were out like a light.
What the? Can somebody explain to me, after I got knocked out, what the heck happened?
One of the announcers came in, put on a referee shirt, knocked that X out, and 1, 2, 3, crippler.